Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Judy.
How are you? Good
How are
morning.
you? Good to see everybody this morning.
Yeah.
Did you both get a chance to download Margaret's worksheet?
I did.
Oh, good.
I was
Hi,
tinkering in my
Morning.
LinkedIn profile yesterday, so
Oh, good. Perfect timing. Yay! Margaret, you look very beautiful today.
Thank you. Have to spiffy up when you're speaking.
Well, of course. Of course. But now you'll be decked out for the whole day.
And I have a meeting with a client in Tampa, so boom, all I have to do is put on different shoes. I have shoes on, I just have sandals on. So
that's an advantage of networking. We don't know what's going on below the boobs, right? Here comes Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. If you all want to go ahead and do the chat box duties, first, last name, email. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Good. I'm not sure how to do all this stuff, so.
You're fine. Can you find the chat box? Go to the bottom.
Will it say participants?
Do you have something that says chat? A little bit more to the right.
Okay. Nope, it just says video, share, or participants.
All right, click participants. What does that open to?
Participants, I see everyone's name.
Can you chat on with them or no?
I have no idea.
Does anybody have the same screen? Because mine's different because I have a different level of Zoom.
I have a raise hand, rename. Not sure. I'll figure it out. I'm trying to launch this on my computer too, so I didn't get there in time. So, oh, chats, there it is. Chats.
Okay, good, found it. Yay! Good morning. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Faye.
Whoops.
I have a weird screen this morning too. Maybe that's what I want. Okay. Not the screen.
It's all good. Did everybody download Margaret's worksheet?
Oh, dang it.
That's not a no.
That's not what I really wanted to say.
well, it's basically a checklist, so you can take your own notes and then you can download it later. And
how long will it take me to download? I can just print it real quick.
Should only take a second.
Oh, hi. I'll be right back. Sometimes.
I printed mine off.
Good.
That's good.
Be back.
Because I'm excited about LinkedIn. Because evidently I have an account and I have no idea how, when, where, or why.
Oh my goodness. Well, now you're going to learn it. That's for sure. Good morning, Honey Joe. Good morning, Mary Beth. Did everybody have, if you need Margaret's checklist, let me know. It looks like Mary Beth has it. Connie Jo, do you have the checklist printed? Good. Hannah, do you have it printed? Yep. Awesome. Faye's working on it. I know Debbie Keevan's not here. Judy Kane has hers. Debbie's with her son this morning, so no, she's not coming. We'll go ahead and get started. If you want to go ahead and do the chat box honors, where you put your first and last name and your email address. And I'm going to switch up the agenda a little bit today because I have a feeling we're going to have lots of questions for Margaret. So here's what we're going to do a little differently. I'm going to have you do your elevator speech and your announcements at the same time. So
I'm coming back for that.
Do your announcements. Feel free to populate the chat box with any links that you may have that you want to share. You can do that throughout the talk, throughout the day, not just this morning. But I want to make sure we have enough time for Margaret because I just anticipate that we're going to be like picking Margaret's brain today. So is everybody ready to go? We'll go ahead and get started. So Susan, you're my first square.
My name is Susan Rose. I am with Gutsy Happiness. I help professional women figure out what they want to do with their lives when they're on their jobs. So that's a lot of fun. I'm on a secret mission to make all women business owners, but that's, I don't say that in my marketing. Announcements for today. It's actually not work related, but it's for all you Tampa Bay women. I'm going to be in town, and the week of, I'm actually there for 2 weeks, the 19th through the 30th of November, but from the 25th through the 30th, I'm going to be in St. Pete Beach. And my friend Jody, who some of you might know from CABS and Jody Scholes, just moved down to Fort Myers. She's going to come Yeah, so we both are hoping we can maybe get together with some of you lovely ladies and have lunch or do something. So start thinking about it. I'll email everybody, find a date. Jody's can come up any time that week, so she's kind of waiting until I talk to you to figure out. But I want to meet you all face to face.
Oh, I
That
can't
would be
wait,
fun.
Susan. Yes, let's coordinate something. We can always do it in the Facebook group too, if that
Yeah,
makes it easy.
yeah. I just wanted to put that out there this morning since this is my Tampa contingent.
Yay! Very cool. Very cool. You have to check the Keep It Local schedule too. Maybe you can go visit a.
I was going to look for that too, and see if there's something to do. And then my husband will be like, "You're not spending any time with me on our vacation." And I'll be like, "I see you all the time."
Yes, bring them with you. Well, that's a great announcement. Thank you for sharing that. I'm next on the little square, so I'm Jill Celeste. I am the chapter president for this chapter 600 of Virtual Networkers, and I'm also the founder of the Celestial Circle, where we gather entrepreneurs who are here to change the world, and I teach you all about marketing and how to love it, and I stretch you, and I give you pep talks all the time. And my announcement is actually related to Virtual Networkers. Next week, we will be having our Business Mastermind, which is our popular one where you think of a question in advance, I put your name in a hat, pull your name out, and we all mastermind the answer together. I would love to have some visitors attend this meeting, so if you can think of someone to invite, and then encourage them to come check us out and get some answers to their questions, because we all are so brilliant in so many different ways. I would appreciate if you could think about a guest to bring next week. So that's my announcement. Now I'm going to flip it over to my fellow Floridian, Judy Kane. That was a good toss-off. You like that? That was good.
Yeah, fellow Floridian. Got to be careful with that one.
Yeah.
So I'm Judy Kane, and my business is called Aligned Consciousness, and I help people rewrite subconscious self-limiting beliefs. And you've all heard my speech. There's nobody new here. Some of you have worked with me. So I'm going to skip the 30-minute elevator thing. I am having a basic Psych-K workshop down here for 3 days in January in the Tarpon Springs, Florida area. So if anybody's interested in that, it's you learn how to do it with yourself and others. So that's pretty cool. And I am always looking for coaches to connect with so that we can figure out ways to help their clients move faster and quicker, and more effectively through the coaching programs.
Awesome. Thank you, Judy. Please let us know about your 3-day event if you got web address or anything. Hi, Frank. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Faye, you're next.
You're
Good morning. My name is Faye Tarshis, and I own Kathy's Cape. And now there's one new person here. So I want to introduce my cape.
Yeah, pretty.
Cape that I have created for people that are going through infusion therapy. It primarily started out as a chemotherapy cape, but there's so many other therapies that people get. MS. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, my whole train of thought just went away.
That's okay.
That's okay. Sometimes if there's liver issues, people have infusion therapies, kidney issues. So cold while they're going through their therapies. And so the cape wraps around your shoulder and snaps in the back, and it keeps you warm. And it has these delightful little pockets in and out, so you can store everything that you may need without having to take a bag, and you can tuck everything away while you close your eyes and rest during your therapy. My announcement is I am considering getting somebody to help me. I didn't know how to even word that. I'm considering getting somebody to help me do some sewing.
Awesome.
I can do more, be out there. So that's my announcement. It's a big decision, and I'm not absolutely sure that's what I'm going to do, but it's something that I'm working towards.
Faye, that is huge for you. Congratulations on even thinking about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's great. Keep us posted.
Thank you. I will.
Sharon, you're next.
Hi, I'm Sharon Edwards with Platinum International, and I sell toner and ink cartridges for your printers. Excuse me, the toner cartridges are all brand new with brand new working parts. They're designed to save you time, a ton of cash, but we're the only toner company in America that takes 11% of all the proceeds from every single cartridge sold, and we buy food and we feed the homeless each month, and that's called Project Pop Drop. Currently, we contribute to feeding over 90,000 meals every month to the different homeless shelters. This is done every single month in Florida, in California. This month we're doing it in Texas as well. I have clients all over the United States of America. That's the beauty of my work. And this month, actually Saturday the 17th, I'll be going to Newport Richey and feeding all the children at the Wrap House. It's for runaway, abused, and abandoned children. And I'll be bringing them enough food to feed all of them for over a month.
Yay! Newport Richey is my hometown, so that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, it's right on Plath Road.
Yes, I know exactly what it is.
It'll be my 4th time there. I love going there.
Wrap This House is amazing. Thank you for your good work, Sharon.
Oh,
Do you have any announcements, or was that it? That was your announcement.
That was the announcement.
Want to make sure I'm not jumping ahead.
Oh, no.
All right, Margaret, I know we're going to hear you do your LinkedIn, but I still want you to introduce yourself and do your announcement.
Good morning. As you know, I'm Margaret Martin, and I help people change their mindset so they can transform their life. I do that through my awesome book, The Chatter That Matters, Your Words Are Your Power, and I provide keynote presentations and workshops using that. And I also facilitate other types of programs. I am a life design coach, which means I help you take your life from where it is today to where you want it to be, and keep you proactive in that way. And as a career transition coach, that's how I've learned all this stuff about LinkedIn, because I have to stay up to date. So that's me.
Did you have any announcements?
I have an announcement, a special offer for everybody in here, but I'll post it in when I'm finished. So that's it.
Got it. Perfect. Awesome. Hannah, you're next.
Good morning, good afternoon to me. I am Hanne Brøter from yourbrandvision.com. I'm a graphic designer and visual brand manager. That means that I make all kinds of visual touch points that you will need for your business, and I help entrepreneurs and business owners visualize their unique greatness and attract their ideal clients. I'm currently living in Sweden, that's in Europe. But I'm going to Norway in February.
Oh, we have a date now.
Yes.
Yay. Did you
I have no announcements apart from always wanting to have more clients in the US.
Yes. Send your referrals to Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Connie Jo, your turn.
Hello, I'm Connie Jo Miller of Enigma Bookkeeping Solutions. I do bookkeeping and financial coaching. So I take your bookkeeping tasks off your to-do list, and I help you to identify ways to save money in your business so that you can increase your bottom line. And as always, I'm looking for more clients to serve. So if anyone knows coaches or other solopreneurs that are up to their eyeballs in their books, give me a call.
Thank you, Connie Jo. Mary Beth Decker.
Hi, it's Mary Beth with sacredgrove.com. Still communicating with animals. Where's one?
Aww.
That's Bunny. Used to be Brick, but we changed her name to Bunny to make her softer side come through. Anyway, I help. Right now, I've been doing a lot of animal communication for animals whose people are on vacation. And Susan already is an animal communicator, and Jill, you too. So yeah, I tell animals when their people are going, when they're coming back, and I connect in with them in between times during the, almost daily, just to say, hey, it's a lot of fun. I've had some really interesting results with like cats who always lose weight when their person goes, and this time they were just fine. So who do you know is going on vacation, wants to make sure that their little animals are doing well. And my invite is Monday. I've got another Fur Buddy Healing Circle, which gives people and their pets an hour of a little bit of animal communication and a lot of energy healing. So if you know anybody, love to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
I have a quick question for Mary Beth. Have you ever worked with rats?
No,
Guinea pigs.
guinea pigs. Rabbits. I had a rat, one of my favorite rats as a kid, well, as an adult, it was my kid's rat, but Einstein, very intelligent, very lovable guy. So they get a bad rap.
Yeah.
You know, they're very nice. They're very nice creatures. So.
Okay, I'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right. Frank, we're so glad you're here. We're doing our elevator speeches and announcements together to give Margaret a lot of time to answer our questions that I'm anticipating. So if you want to just do your elevator speech and your announcement together, we'll have you bring us up to the rear here.
Okay.
You gotta wake up though, man.
No, I've been up. I have my team meetings on Fridays at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, gosh.
And I jumped off early because I wanted to hear Margaret speak.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
So I'm Frank Deming, the local business guy. I help local businesses throughout the continental U.S. increase their revenue by a whopping 30% within 12 months of working with me. I typically work with dentists, attorneys, and chiropractors, home improvement companies as well. But I can actually will help any business. Those are just my target market. My ask for the week is I have this Facebook Live every Monday. I call it Marketing Mondays. I would love for anybody to maybe if I could drop the link here at some point in the chat. If you guys could like my page, and if you're participating on Marketing Mondays, doesn't have to be live. It just, whenever you get a chance, if you could just comment, that would be great for me.
They are fantastic. I watch them. I get the privilege of sharing Frank's content throughout the week. They are always helpful, and I always learn something new. So please do check out Frank's Monday marketing messages. Feel free to drop any links in the chat box as well. And we are now ready to toss it over to Margaret. So Margaret, you've got 45 minutes. Now we won't present the whole time, but I think that's a nice way to segue for you. And do you have slides or anything you're sharing, or are you just talking today?
I have a short PowerPoint, and then we're going live to LinkedIn.
Okay, awesome.
And I wanted to be able to record as well. So could you give me that permission?
Sure. Allow record. You should be able to do it now.
Okay.
Did it work?
Yep, it is. Thank you. So here we go. All right. So obviously today we're building a LinkedIn profile, and a couple of things. This is what we're covering today. We're going to look at your headline, the summary, your custom URL, your connections, and cover a lot more. Just so you know, LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network. Millions of people on there from over 200 countries. So as virtual entrepreneurs, we have an opportunity to do business worldwide. And as Hannah is our example of that in our local, in our local chapter. And this is LinkedIn's vision. They want to create that economic opportunity. And their mission is simple. They want to connect the world's professionals to make them more successful and productive. Makes sense to me. So here's the basics. And this is where I wanted you to be able to make notes on your checklist, is make sure you have a professional headshot. It is, and I will not connect with anyone on LinkedIn that does not have a headshot, unless I know them personally, and then I send them a message and say, I'll connect with you when you put a picture on there. And I've had, working in career transition, some of the funniest is I've had, I was meeting with a client who came in to work with me. We talked about his program and what we were going to do. Then we decided to get in there and review his LinkedIn profile. He came to visit, he came to meet with me dressed in his suit, nice shirt, no tie, which is totally acceptable. But we went to his LinkedIn profile, which had a t-shirt and a background that was obviously a party. And so I pretty direct and cut right through the chase and said, so tell me, at what party were you when you had taken this picture and decided to put it on your professional social networking? He looked at me and said, gosh, you're really direct. I said, you're in sales, buddy. You're in sales. What are you telling the world you sell? So it's really, really important to have a good background and good lighting. It can be outside. That's okay. But make sure it's not cluttered from outside. So the next thing is your headline. LinkedIn will auto-populate your headline when you put in your job experience. So for instance, if you put in your company name and your title, it's going to populate that unless you make sure you uncheck it at the bottom as you enter that, in the bottom of that section. But you don't really want just your job title. Connie Jo is a bookkeeper. Does she want it to say bookkeeper? No, she wants to tell people what she actually does in bookkeeping, who she works with, different things like that. You have 120 characters of space. Use it to let people know what you do. The summary. This is where you tell people really what you do. One of the ways I like to start it is looking at, here's what I love to do. Here are the people I love working with. And then I create, and you'll see in a little bit exactly how I've done mine. Is it perfect? Probably not, but right, and it could probably use some updating, so we'll see. And next is in your professional experience. Put your biggest accomplishments in there. Again, letting people know who you work with, what you've done, and you've got 1,000 characters, and that includes spaces and, you know, punctuation. So your contact information. So LinkedIn offers you the opportunity to go in and create a unique URL. So I've been on LinkedIn since 2005. And once I learned that I could do that, I snagged Margaret Martin. There are thousands of other Margaret Martins on LinkedIn, but I got the unique URL. So that was really cool. So there are some options when you have a name that's similar to everyone else, and now they allow at least a dash in between the names, first and last name. And you want to make sure that your email is visible because, and I'll show you where you can do that, because when I go to connect with people, and especially when somebody's seeing your profile and reading through it and they want to connect with you, but if they don't have any, they're not a first connection, they're not going to be able to see your profile, your URL, I mean, your URL, your email, excuse me. And so you want to be able to make that visible to anybody. And especially, I always suggest that people put their information in the summary section, which we'll go to in a second. And a company profile. You probably might not have known that you can have a company profile in LinkedIn, and you can, and it's one of the best ways to sell your business. So why don't we just head over to LinkedIn right now. All right, so here we are. This is my news feed, all the people I'm connected to and are sharing whatever it is they're sharing today. And you go right over here, we'll look at mine, and then we can go to anybody else's that we want, but I'll go through mine first and show you the different pieces of it. Now, you can create, if you don't have a banner already, create a nice banner. And you can go to Canva. I did this one in Canva. And so, and you have to be able to, when LinkedIn decides to change things, it used to have your profile picture right in the middle. And my logo was over here. So then they changed to put your logo over here. So, you know, you have to go in and update. So, and you can create ones when you have a special offer or something like that that will catch people's attention. So as you see, here's my headline. And yes, my headshot was taken outside. My daughter's a photographer, so we went outside so we could have better lighting, because you can get great lighting outside. So, this, I tell people what I do. And I decided to put in my unique hashtag as part of, as I share with my business all the time. So you can add a profile section here, or let's go in and just edit here. You see I have my company registered. That's why you see my unique logo here. Anybody else on there have they created a LinkedIn profile for their business? Frank has, Susan has. Okay, good.
What do you mean, I'm sorry, Margaret, when you say you have your company registered?
I mean, I don't have it registered. I have I created a company profile. I apologize for the wrong use of verbiage there. So, well, here's where you go in and edit anything in there. So you can go in, this is where I go in every now and then and switch this up, change it around. But I don't always make it visible to people when I do, because then you get, you can do it either way. Then it shows up where people that you're connected to see, oh, you have a new business or you've updated your profile. So it does recognize, that's another way to get visibility there. And so in my current position, this is the way I created my, my position. I was able to put it in there and add in my phone number. So there are ways to create that as well. You choose a particular, you know, your industry. And the URL, we'll go there in a little bit, but here's my summary. Now over here in the corner, you can drag this down so it gets bigger and it's easier to work in and you see more. So here again, you can go in anytime you want to and create different call to action. And see, I don't have a call to action, which I need to add that. So that's a note to me to add something in there. But I do have my contact information at the bottom, because you want to make it really easy, just in case people are looking and they want to call you right away, unless they're connected to you directly or have a premium account, which you don't have to have a premium account to be very effective on LinkedIn. Then you put it in here. I will say that since I've been in LinkedIn, I've never had any kind of spam that I know of. I may have, we all get spam, but I've not seen any harassment from my phone number, my business phone number being posted, anything like that. So then you can upload a website, I mean a PowerPoint, a slide share. That's what they call it on LinkedIn. You can upload a video. You can upload a document right in here. Photos, videos, any other types of presentations. So any questions about that? We'll just jump in right now with questions about that.
So I've always taught that your headline in your summary should have keywords. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Exactly. So the keywords are what people are looking for. And there is a way to go into Google AdWords, but I'm not going to go into that this morning because I can't remember it right offhand. But it's the keywords that people would be looking for. So people that are looking for life coaching or life design or career coaching, that's why you see those. I also do retirement coaching. And I put in there LinkedIn Whiz, because when somebody's looking for a LinkedIn coach or different things like that, they come up with that. So in your summary section, yes, put the keywords in there of the things that you do and that they're searching for. Joe, what, I think that was you. I'm sorry, I can't see everybody. What other thoughts on keywords that you have?
Oh, you hit it right on the head. I think the important takeaway is to do your research on keywords. It's not often the words you would think of. You know, I still use the term marketing coach, even though in my descriptions, even though that's not what I call myself. I call myself a marketing teacher, but people search for marketing coach. So I have to keep including that in my descriptors. So just remind yourself to do some research. It's not always what you want to be called, like Mary Beth, it might be pet psychic versus animal communicator, right? It may not be what you call yourself, but if that's what people are searching for, you want to make sure those terms appear.
And you might even brainstorm with a group of friends,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, maybe we can do that sometime even in our networking group here to see how we can be of help to other people. What do you know, when you're looking for somebody in a particular business, what do you search for? Because people will search up here. This is a search bar where you can search for jobs, for people, content, all of that kind of thing. So as we scroll on down, here's the dashboard. It says 79 people have viewed my profile and articles that I've written, and I appeared in 64 searches. So
I have a question.
uh-huh.
What's the relationship between your personal profile and your business profile?
The relationship is the fact that you have created a business profile, and it will show up right here. See, and so you can actually post and create article, you know, or if you're doing an article or a share or something like that, you can share it also from your business profile.
So
it's
how
nice
do you decide whether you do it on your personal or your business, or does it matter?
I think I'm not as good about posting it on my business. It's just because I don't think about it. But I think I was just reminding myself today as I was thinking about our presentation this morning. I do a Mindful Monday, and today it was about words this week, and how be mindful of your words. And the situation going, and it was mainly for the people about the election. So I'm thinking this morning I may go in and do a repost from my business profile, and so that it's not using me reposting the same as Margaret Martin, but my business is reposting it. So I think that there's a way that you can utilize your personal profile to post and share different things, but you can also repost it through your company and in the same week, and it's not going to look like you personally reposting it. Did that answer your question?
Kind of. Like, does it appear differently, like when you post in your business than in your personal profile? Like, I think, or do the same people see it?
The same people will see it because they're connected to you.
Okay.
Any of your connections will see it, and if any of your connections like it, their connections will see it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Because I'm not, for instance, the first guy up I saw in my news feed was Hardy Smith. Hardy is he works with nonprofits, and he's a professional speaker and does workshops for nonprofits. So if I like something that Hardy has said and especially make a comment on it, then everybody that I'm connected to is going to see that I saw that, and they might not be connected to Hardy, but they may want to connect with him and do work with him if they are in a nonprofit kind of thing. Does that clarify it?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to get my hands dirty, and then I'll.
Okay. So as we go down here, this is where articles. Here's my Mindful Monday. So again, you can, whatever your blog is, bring it over to LinkedIn. I'll show you where you do that after we get out of profile. But you can publish here just like you do anywhere else. or you can share the link in your news feed. So I sometimes do that later on in the week, not on the same day. And for instance, on Facebook, I posted in Facebook on Monday, and then Tuesday morning I said, hey, in case you missed it, here's Thoughtful Tuesday, in case you missed Mindful Monday. Be creative, you know. So and then this over here shows comments that I've made to different people. So then you go down and you can see I don't use months in any of mine. My year, you know, my particular experience. I encourage people in career transition not to as well. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody cares what month you started your business, you know, except you. So then you can go in and put different things in here. Now, sometimes when you see these particular arrows here, you can't do a lot of editing in LinkedIn. So here again, you have to be creative. I'll show you. I'll pop up this document. I go over here to insert in Word and the symbol, and I copy that. I plug it into this document over here, and then it makes it easier to copy and paste it directly into LinkedIn. Or it will also, when you create your document in a Word document that has bullets, it will bring the bullets over, but it'll jam them up together. So you have to go in and do a little spacing in between. So in other words, I added a space behind each one of these that LinkedIn doesn't do. So the other thing I do in LinkedIn, since you can't highlight, you can't bold or underline or any of those things, I use the star key sometimes to accent something that I want people to see. And add in. So where did we go? Okay. So put in any and all of the things you do, any of the other companies that your previous experience. This is my company I contract with. You know, I put in when I was president of Leadership Pinellas. To me, that's an important accomplishment. And that the other organizations I'm on as experience. I've got to go in and help these folks create a company profile so that we can have their symbol up here, their logo. And then your education and different things like that. You can put in all of your coach training and your experience, your volunteer experience. Put all of those things in there. Now, it will also auto-populate your skills by what you put in there. So if you wanted to add a new skill, you could just pop it in here. So I've got a bunch of skills. How many do I have? I don't even know how many I have. So it's only going to show you the top 3. It's going to show your connections or anybody looking at your profile. So you can go over here and edit it. So it takes these 3 that are here. If you want to unpin them, you just uncheck the pin. You click on the pin, it puts it down below. Strategic planning is not something that really should be that high, so let's move that down here. And even let's move motivational speaking up. Where did it go? It didn't go. All right, let's do that again. All right, let's move this one down. Let's see if that works.
It looks like it's categorizing it for you, so it won't let you.
It does. So yeah, so sometimes you have to be creative in there because it's industry knowledge. It takes that first and things like that. So, and this is ever changing. So when you get in here to do this, maybe in a month, it may be totally different. So that's the key, is paying attention to how, and go in and ask in the help section if you can't find that.
Does LinkedIn notify you when they've changed a formatting or something? Do they let you know?
No, you find out when you go in. Sometimes they do if it's a major change, but most of the time, no. It's like Facebook, you know, all of a sudden you go in there, and one of my gripes on Facebook is on the mobile app is I have people in lists, so it makes it easy to go in and look at who's posted what. It used to show those, you know, you could go over and click and go to your lists and see I've got family, you know, clients or whatever. Nope, it doesn't have that anymore, so except on the desktop. So I'm frustrated with that, but you know, that's the things you find out when you go in and say, oh crud, they changed things around.
Margaret,
So yeah.
You have a suggestion on how often we should really look at our LinkedIn page and make changes, even if we're just moving words around, like once a week, once a month?
I would say once a quarter is fine. You don't have to go in and change anything once a month or once a week. It's to be active on there, meaning you know, if you can, at least 3 times a week is good to go in and see what your connections are sharing, see who you may want to connect with. And we'll get into that in a second as to how you make those invitations. So get recommendations, ask for recommendations, give recommendations. And then add in your accomplishments, all of your certifications, projects. Now I need to add one more project. I just realized this yesterday. So this is where, when I do special speaking events or other types of things that I want to be seen, I put this in. You can have as many projects as you want. So when I first started working with Career Partners International, it was a 6-month project. So actually I have it in there till December, but anyway. So then I've done commencement speaking at 3 Florida state prisons and different things like that. So go in and add those. One of my friends would put in every speaking engagement she did as a project, which makes sense. So if you do any of those kinds of things, and it can be even community service project that you've done. And then any publications you have, add those. And LinkedIn has groups, and I admit I'm not as active in groups as I could be. Notice I didn't say the word should. But those are the, you know, the highlights of this. Let's go in, and up here you can see you can add a profile section. So that's where you find some of these areas here, the skills, the accomplishments. So this is where you'll find the publications, courses. I worked with one career transition guy that had 15 patents. How cool is that? He had a whole page on his CV with patents. So being able, and Hannah, I'm sure, and anybody else that has several languages, it's good to know that, so that you can, people can see that they can work with you in any of the organizations. Let's see, in the additional information here, this is where you get you click on this to request recommendations or to give a recommendation.
Is a recommendation a testimonial, basically the same thing?
It's a testimonial,
But
exactly.
it's called a recommendation, okay.
Yes. And when, so here's looking at your public profile, how it looks at when everybody else sees it. Go over here and you'll see how everything, make it fully visible to everyone. It makes no sense not to. Here's where you get your, edit your URL. You just click on the little pencil, see if put in your name, see if it, and then save, and see if it saves. If it doesn't, it'll tell you. If it, then you have, maybe it's put the dash in between the first name and last name, or add a middle initial with dashes in between, or something like that, in case you have a very common name. That's why I was really excited to have snagged Margaret Martin. So, so as you go down, you can see that where everything is visible. I have it set to public. Everything is visible. So let's go back over here to where you can make some of these changes on some of the things I said in the privacy and settings, where you want to make some things visible. You go over here. This is where people say, oh, I can't get into my profile sometimes because they've worked with another company and now they don't have that email address. You can, no matter what email address you have on record in LinkedIn, doesn't matter, as long as you remember your password. So, you know, that's been the challenge for some people, because they didn't. One guy just told me the other day, oh, I threw all my passwords away, I retired. And I thought, well, perhaps that wasn't a cool move, but oh well, now you have 3 LinkedIn profiles. So here again, putting in your phone number is putting it in there. I make my phone number visible. Change your password. See where you've signed in. So here, the funny thing is when I went in and looked at this, and I'm thinking, Englewood, Colorado. So it must be Firefox that's located in Englewood, Colorado, and you know, other places, because of the connections I have within where I you know, any of the apps we use and things like that, like Hootsuite or any of those other kinds of things where you have that, you know, your profile in there. So anyway, it's always funny. I suggest a 2-step verification, which after having my Instagram hijacked, I definitely set this up. So I have it send me a text, so or an email, so it will let me know. So go through and take a look at all of this. I'm not going to go into all of that, but in the privacy, this again, how your profile is public. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Nope. Who can see your email address? That's the one. You want to make that visible to everyone. If you don't want to make it visible, maybe you ought not to be on LinkedIn. Just saying. And who can see your connections? You want it makes sense. You know, this is a way we can all see. You know, you want to be able to. That's the purpose of it, is being able to connect with everybody. And another one is, I think, is very important. It is when we go to. Let me go back over here and. Okay, we'll look at Hardy and see if he did. I think his is correct, but we'll check. Ah, no, he hasn't updated it. I need to help him. See this list right here? All of these people over here? When somebody's on my profile, I don't want them distracted by, oh, look, there's the city manager of Ormond Beach. Maybe I could do some work with him or her. So go over here, turn this off, put it on no. And then let's go back over here. Now, to create a company profile, you go down in here, and since I've already done mine, this is where you go in to create it. It'll say create a company profile. And we're nearing the end, so I'm going to stop the share. I'll stay on in case people have questions they want me to go to their profile or somewhere to see. So is that okay, Joe? And you'll have to.
Yep. Who has got some questions for Margaret? Can we pull up somebody else's?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Frank.
What's your take on the free version of LinkedIn versus the premium?
I've had premium before, and the advantage to premium is you can send messages, in messages to people. That's what they call in, LinkedIn emails within LinkedIn. Whereas I think you only get maybe 1 or 2 free per month in the regular profile. So that's one of the ways that it helps you. I mainly did it for a month because LinkedIn has a section that's called, where is it here? ProFinder, where you can actually, people want to look for, say a coach or a resume writer or whatever. So I did that to see, what kind of experience I could get with that, because you can only use Finder if you have a premium account. I didn't find it worth the while because I submitted many proposals, and they only allow 5 per person, and it just didn't pay off for me. So I went back, as you can see, I have Reactivate Premium, but I went back and used the basic account, which I'd had for years and years. And it makes it also easier to connect directly with people, to send them a message rather than when you want to connect with them. I think that's maybe perhaps the best reason to.
I think it depends on your position too. I always said to people who are in sales, yes, invest in the premium because that helps you connect. But
yeah, I mean, I've had it for 2 years, and then I just got out. I just was curious what your take on it was.
Cool.
Yeah, I had it also for about a year, and I thought I was not getting a return on my investment. So, and because it's $60 a month, I didn't go in and get it when it was $29 a month. Darn it, and get grandfathered in. But oh well, that's the way these things happen. But yeah, and for people who are job searching, and in case you have family and friends who are job searching, they have a premium account that is about $29 that is for job searchers, and it does help them get their profile above when a recruiter is searching, helps them get their profile listed before those who don't. So what other questions? Do you want me to look at somebody else's profile?
I've got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, Judy.
And you're welcome to look at my profile too. But, I've heard different philosophies on what you do when people ask to be connected. I've got people who still try to connect with me because they think I'm a realtor in Virginia. And, I've removed all the skills that were related to my last 2 careers so that I'm highlighting the ones that are current and pertinent. But, some people say, well, you just want connections. And then other people say, well, not random weird people that are just trying to build their connection count. So what's your philosophy on that?
Connect with people that make sense to connect with you.
That's what I've been doing.
And you don't have to connect with everybody. And I'm personally behind in going through. I've got a lot of people who want to connect with me, and sometimes I message them and say, thank you for your invite. You can send them a message that way. Thank you for your invite. Tell me how we can, how you see that we can work together to build our business. If I don't get a response, then definitely don't connect with them. And I only do that to somebody that makes sense to me.
Right.
That might. Now, I've got 1,600 connections. On my list of things that I put on my list yesterday in planning for next year is go through and get rid of some, because I don't know that I need all of those people in my connections. I want to connect with people that I can help them, they can help me.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I was just curious, I always like hearing the different, from the experts, what the opinion.
Yeah, that's my thought on it. Just real quick, I think the one thing I would do here is just, do like your elevator pitch. Sometimes people don't know what Psyche means.
Yeah, I made a note once you were going through the banner stuff, and yeah, I've got to go in, and I did this, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. So, and we don't have time to go through all of that, but as I said, let me pop in. I'm going to pop out so I can get into chat. Anything else that you need me to do on LinkedIn before we?
I think we're good, right? Yeah, you can pop out, Margaret.
All right. I do have a special offer, which I'm going to post is I will review anyone's profile complimentary. And then if you need assistance to update and build your profile, build your company page. I've done that for a lot of people. They just give me the information. They don't want to do it. Same thing on profiles. They just don't want to do it because it takes the time. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with y'all today.
That was great.
We all learned a lot. I don't use LinkedIn. I don't have a profile, but who does have a LinkedIn? A show of hands. Everybody. Oh, Sharon and I are the rebels. I used to have LinkedIn, and I would get some pretty salacious comments from men. So I said no more. So I took it down. So that's why I turned it off. But it was a great program. And I would always say, no matter what social media site you're using, if you commit to a social media site, use it fully. Use all of the features. And Margaret touched on a lot of the features that you can have, all the different categories, publishing your blog posts, uploading photos, uploading presentations, uploading videos. If you're going to commit to it, then do it, don't do it half-assed. Do it all the way down. I always say do it all the way down, fill all those features. And for those of you who want to use LinkedIn more regularly, another piece of advice I give is a lot of us, when we get up and get our computers going, we might check Facebook and our email first. I would recommend checking LinkedIn first. Get in the habit of being in LinkedIn more often than Facebook, if that's your habit. That'll help you remember to interact with people and post things and that type of engagement, which is really critical.
One of the things in posting, share articles. That's what you'll see. Go through Forbes, go through any of the other business magazines or articles different other people have written, their blogs, and there's something that you find is good, and share it. And that gives them, whether you're connected to them or not, but that it's helping the business, helping us all be better business professionals.
Absolutely. And we got I'll look at Hannah's like, I will help you with your banner. I love that very much.
And she'll do a better job than Canva will.
Yeah,
I've got a question about sharing someone else's blog. Do you need to ask permission before you share someone else's blog?
I don't think so. If they've made a blog and it's public, why not?
Appreciate it, Connie Jo.
Yeah, I like somebody sharing mine.
You have
Yeah,
no
if it's a
permission.
link and you're sharing it, you don't have to ask permission.
Yeah.
You can't say I wrote this or take credit for it or anything like that, obviously.
No, yeah.
Or copy it into your own articles and plagiarize it. But you can add commentary. You can say, I saw this great blog. I really like this point. This is what I think, or something to kind of add your own expertise.
Right.
Into it.
And does LinkedIn allow tagging? They do, right? So if you're following a blog post, you're following that person, you get
The
tagged.
best way to do that is to do the @sign and their name, and it should populate, even whether you're connected to them or not.
Awesome. That's a great tip too. So if you're sharing something, especially an influencer or client, sales prospect, it's a great way to share the love is to tag them in your LinkedIn shares. Very cool. Any other questions for Margaret? I mean, you learned a lot, right? Yeah. I would recommend maybe sliding some time in your calendar, taking advantage of Margaret's offer if you need some assistance, and just, plugging away 30 to 60 minutes to, especially if you haven't looked at your LinkedIn profile in a long time, and no worries. I mean, everybody's busy, but just maybe make that a priority as we near the end of the year to do that, right?
Yeah, during the holiday time gives you some, when we're taking a little time off.
Yeah.
The thing is give yourself permission and time to look at it, spend an hour, maybe 30 minutes on it, and then go away and come back, because all of a sudden you can get lost in there.
I could be a bit of a vacuum, right? Like any social media. Oh, that's how I feel about Pinterest. I'm just going to go in there and do this one thing. 30 minutes later. So that was very cool. Thank you so much for that, Margaret. I appreciate that. And be sure to, I'll be sending you the chat box link, or the transcript rather, so you can see her offer if you need some help with that. And so reminder, next week is the Business Mastermind. Yay! So we can bring our questions. So what I want you to do is to think of your question, so that when I pull your name out of the hat, you got it right there at the tip of your tongue. And so I'm going, and it could be anything related to your business. It could be marketing related. We have a bookkeeper here, so it could be financially related. It could be visual branding related, mindset related. We've got so many wonderful talents here. And even if you have a question about your animals, I'm sure Mary Beth would be happy to. If you need tips on how to get your dog to sleep while you work, I don't know, I'm just joking. But let's tap into our collective talent here. And then also a reminder, because Frank and Susan are from Chapter 601, please go visit them. They meet every Monday at noon. They have a great speaker. Frank, do you have any information? I saw the title because of Jennifer shared. Do you remember the info? You're muted, Frank.
Oops. I don't have the info, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm excited about that speaker. I know she's talking about depression and stuff like that. And I know
with your business,
it's a huge topic for solopreneurs and business owners in general. So
yeah. So if I see a lot as coaching people. A lot of people get very depressed when they don't get the results they're looking for, when the marketing doesn't go right. So I would encourage you to go hop over there on Monday at noon Eastern. And visit that group as well. And then one final thing before I go, I just want to do a shout out to Mary Beth. As many of you know, we lost a member of our little pet family last weekend. Our little Ray, the guinea pig, passed on. I'm very sad. But because of what I learned in Mary Beth's UConnect class, I was able to connect with Ray once he was gone. And I was able to bring the animals in, and we all got to say goodbye, which was enormously gratifying. So, Mary Beth, thank you so much. If you're a pet lover or a pet owner, I recommend Mary Beth's services or teachings or whatever.
I'm so glad. That just eases my heart. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, we even got to see little Riley, who was our other pig who passed away a year before. I was able to bring Dawn and Emma in to say goodbye to Ray.
It makes such a difference for those guys.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was crying.
I'm starting.
So on that positive note, send good juju to my son's football team in the district championship.
Oh, absolutely. Go Mustangs.
Mustangs. I'll keep you all posted, and I'll see you next Friday. Everybody have a great weekend.
Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Mwah.
Bye.
Be well.